feel comfortable. So remember, this is not a comparison of how far you can move. You're just doing what works for your body. Good. Bring your arms over towards your left leg or your left ankle. And just kind of rest your forearm on your thigh there, or reach for the ankle. And let that right arm drop down a little bit more, maybe circling out your wrist a little bit. Good, and then go ahead and come one more time back into the center, either forearms to the thighs or reach your fingertips for the floor, forward bend. And then take a nice deep breath in, walk your hands up your legs, take your time, step your feet in. Sit nice and tall in your chair. This time I want you to take your right leg and you're gonna cross it over your left leg and try to press your lower legs together, okay? So your right leg is gonna come over on top like you're crossing your legs, and you're gonna try to press your legs together. Good, sit nice and tall, deep breath in. I know, it's like harder than it looks, right? Bring your arms out straight in front of you, okay? So you have your right leg crossed over on top, you're pressing your legs together, thumbs are up towards the ceiling, sitting tall, breathe in. You're gonna take your left arm, cross it over your right arm, make an X. Yep, good. Bend your elbows. Press your hands together. Drop your chin down. Okay? Mid-back stretch, back of the neck stretch. So if you need the arms repeated, your arms are straight ahead, you're sitting tall. Left makes an X over right, same thing. Bend your elbows, backs of the hands come together, drop your chin down. So you're breathing into that space between your shoulder blades. Good, keep breathing. This is our seated eagle pose. Pause and breathe. Good. Keep your arms in that relative position, but let your hands come around to grab your shoulder blades, like you're giving yourself a hug. Good. You're still pressing your legs together. Let your chest come down a little bit. And so you might feel a little bit of a stretch in that outer hip and glute area. Good. Slowly bring your trunk back up. Release your arms. Keep your legs as they are. Bring your arms out nice and low, kind of to a low T position, palms forward. Good. Breathe in. As you exhale, I want you to start to turn to your right and into however far you're able to twist to the right side. So you can kind of set your hand on the outside of your leg and reach back, whatever works best for you. So you're kind of turning to the right wall or behind you. Sitting tall though, sit nice and tall. Good, as you exhale, slowly release. Uncross your legs. Take your legs out nice and wide. And I want you to just kind of move them a little bit back and forth, just to kind of get some blood flow back to the hips. Good. So we're going to take a counter pose. So we just had a lot of togetherness at the hips. We call that adduction at the hips, internal rotation. So now we're going to press the knees out to the side. So turn your toes out to the side, turn your knees out, sit nice and tall. Good, press your feet into the floor. So I want you to give yourself a little bit of overpressure so you're getting a inner thigh stretch. Good, pause and breathe. Good. And then as you exhale, slowly release out of it. Step your feet in. We're going to do the same couple of poses on the second side. Sit tall in your chair so your spine is lengthened, top of the head is up towards the ceiling. You're gonna take your left leg, cross it over your right, okay? So notice then, I'm not just crossing my legs, then I'm gonna press my legs together for some activation into the legs. Good, breathe in, extend your arms forward towards me. You're gonna take your right arm, cross it over your left, making an X at your elbows. Good. Bend your elbows so the backs of your hands touch. Try to get those elbows up to shoulder height if you can. Chin to your chest, seated eagle pose. Press those legs together, drop your chin down. So kind of feeling a stretch through the back of the neck as well as that mid part of your back. Good, keep breathing. When we're doing all of these poses, we're making sure that we're continuing to breathe. So we don't want to hold our breath in any pose. Good, slowly come up, raise your chin up. Keep that cross at your arms, but hug your shoulder blades now. So wrapping your hands around to the shoulder blades, still pressing your legs together, breathe in. As you exhale, start to hinge forward as far as you feel comfortable. Relax the back of your neck. Good, inhale, slowly come back up. As you exhale, uncross your arms, uncross your legs, take your knees out nice and wide. Take a nice deep breath in, press your knees out to the side, and then bring your chest forward a little bit. So you're pressing your knees out, getting a stretch to the inner thighs here. Taking a nice deep breath in, I want you to press your left knee out and now take your right arm and reach it back and look at it. So a little bit of rotation. Good. So you're pressing your left knee out and you're reaching your right arm back, looking at it. Right fingertips reach for the back of your space. Good. One more inhale. As you exhale, come back to center. Sit tall. Breathe in. As you exhale, drop your chest again. This time you're going to press that right knee out to the side. Slowly extend your left fingertips back for the back of your space, turning and looking at that hand. Beautiful. Good job, yogis. Keep breathing. Good, and slowly come back to center. Go ahead and toe heel your feet back in so they're hips distance apart. Come to seated mountain pose. So palms are forward. Your feet are hips distance apart, pressing a little bit into the feet, just like we did before. I want you to think about broadening across your chest. So those collarbones are nice and long. You're lining up the head and neck over the rest of your spine. Good. Take a nice deep breath in, sweep your arms all the way up. If it's available to you, little baby back bend. Hands come to heart center, forward fold over your legs. So letting your back round, your head relax. Just pausing here. On your next inhale, lift up halfway to a flat back. So kind of perching over your legs, tummy is in. Good. As you exhale, round and forward bend. Press into your feet. Bring your trunk all the way up. Lift your arms up over your head. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. Half sun salutation. 2 more times. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, forward bend, warming the spine. Inhale, lift up part way to a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Press into your feet, bring your trunk all the way up, look up, exhale, hands to heart center. Good, again, sit tall, inhale, sweep up, look up, Exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold. Relax your neck. Inhale, lift up part way, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. This time, take them out nice and wide to a V shape. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Drop your left arm down, reach your right arm up and over, side stretch. Go ahead and circle out that wrist a little bit, one direction, and then the other direction. Good. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over, side stretch. Circle out that wrist if you want to. Good. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up for the sky. Exhale, release your arms down. Grab either the side or walk your hands back, kind of turning your fingertips to the back of the chair. So we're gonna do a seated heart opener, a little chest and shoulder stretch. So I want you to get your hands either to the side of your chair or fingertips turn away from your bottom. Pull your shoulder blades together. So you're gonna stick your chest out, lift your chin up. Good, look up towards the ceiling. So shoulder blades pull in and down, chest is open. So getting a little bit of that counter stretch, opening up the front body, engaging the back body. Pause and breathe. So really noticing kind of the length across the collarbones as well as the front of the shoulders, lifting your chin up. Coming out of that rounded shoulder posture. And then as you exhale, slowly release, come out of it. For those of you where it's available to you, if it's available to you, I want you to come to standing. So we're gonna do a couple other things in standing. The first thing we're gonna do is come to standing mountain pose. So your feet are gonna be hips distance apart. If you're seated, you're just gonna do seated mountain pose. Once again, thinking about lengthening the spine. So I want your feet to be about hips distance apart right now. Your palms are forward. Good. As you inhale, I want you to raise your arms up. So you're reaching your fingertips up for the ceiling. And then as you exhale, I want you to keep your arms up, but drop your shoulders down. So when we raise our arms up, sometimes we always kind of go like this, right? So try to let your shoulders relax, but reach through your fingertips. Good. If you need a hand for balance, it's going to go to your chair back, okay? Keep your arms up over your head this time, tummy tight. Raise your heels up. So if you're sitting, same thing. You're going to raise your heels up, and we're going to pause and breathe. So a little bit of balance. If you don't need the chair back for balance, fine. Keep reaching your fingertips up. If you do, you're going to have that fingertip on your chair. Good. Pause and breathe. Belly is in. Good. One more inhale. Keep lifting those heels up, even if you're sitting. As you exhale, hands to heart center. Sit it down. Chair pose. Hands pressed to heart center. If you're sitting, you're going to press into your feet and pretend like you're trying to lift your butt up off your chair. So just because you're sitting doesn't mean you don't have to work those leg muscles a little bit, okay? Pause and breathe. Good. As you exhale, forward bend. So your hands can come to your thighs, you can use your chair, or you can bend your knees and let your chest kind of come down towards your thighs. So there's lots of choices for this. You do what works for you. So this is very similar to just letting your back round. So if you're sitting in the chair, you're forward bending over your legs like this. Letting that low back release, okay? Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. forward bend. Good. I want you to take a breath in and lift up halfway, flat back. So you're like this if you're standing, flat back if you're sitting, kind of hinged over your legs. Wherever you are, raise those elbows up nice and high to the side. So tummy is in, pull your shoulder blades together. Yep. Do it sitting or standing, doesn't matter. Good. Then as you exhale, forward fold. So let your back round. Bend your knees. If you're standing, you could kind of dangle your upper body a little bit, even if you're sitting. Good, one more time. Inhale, lift up part way, flat back. Hike those elbows up nice and high. Pull your shoulder blades together, tummy tight. Good. Keep breathing. Exhale, forward bend. Good, take your time, press into your feet, come all the way up to stand or sitting. Good, back to mountain pose. Broad across the collarbones. Good, beautiful, nice. We're gonna do a little bit of balancing, a couple different balance poses from sitting or standing. If you're standing, let's bring the chair to the left. We're going to do kickstand first, so that's our first stage of our tree pose, okay? For everyone, you're going to shift your weight either onto your left hip or your left foot. You're going to bring your right heel to your left ankle. So this is our kickstand posture. Remember, when we're balancing and we're doing balancing poses, we're going to keep our hips level, okay? So we don't want to do this. Nice and tall. If you're seated, same thing. You're just going to load or put more weight onto that left hip. Good. Hands come to heart center. One or both hands to heart center. Pick a place to focus your vision, okay? Keep pressing into that standing leg. Try to relax those toes. And then if it's available to you, you could try floating your toes up. Or keep them in that kickstand position. Raise one or both of your arms up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders, but reach through the fingertips. Pause and breathe. Tree pose. Those of my friends that are sitting, you still are loading that left leg. So put more weight on the left leg. Pause and breathe. Good. As you exhale, lower your arms down. Come back to seated mountain pose. I'm sorry, seated or standing, yes. From here, I want you to do some toe heel rocks. So you're gonna rock from your toes to your heels. So lifting your toes up a little bit, then lifting your heels up a little bit. So if you have balance challenges, this could be challenging if you're doing this standing. So see how it feels for your body today. If you're pretty able to do this, maybe you do more range of motion. So lifting up your heels as far as you can, and then lifting up your toes as far as you can. Slow and controlled. Good. Come back to mountain pose. Flip your body or switch your chair. Okay? Standing nice and tall. You're going to shift your weight onto your right leg this time. Your left heel is going to come to your inner ankle. You're standing as tall as you can on your right leg. Hands to heart center, on the chair, or reach them up. You choose. If you're reaching your arms up, I want you to imagine your spine getting longer. So the top of your head reaches up for the sky. Relax the bottom of your foot on that standing leg. Good. Challenge yourself. So if you're able to pick that foot up off the floor, try that. Do what works for your body. Have that chair right next to you. Good. Pause and breathe. So you should feel lots of activation in that standing leg, the foot, the ankle, the hip. As you exhale, slowly release. Put your foot down. And then just go ahead and circle out that right leg a little bit. So you're kind of taking some of the weight off of that leg. Good. Face your chair back. Take a nice deep breath in, lift your arms all the way up. Tighten up your glutes. So back of the hips are tight. Take a little baby back bend. Okay, so you can do that sitting. And then as you exhale, hands to heart center, supported forward fold. So bend your knees, let your arms come down to your chair back or your legs. Bend your knees generously here. Couple of nice deep breaths in and out. So using that chair or your thighs for support. Good. Slowly come back up. This time if you're standing, I want you to walk your feet back a step or two from your chair back. Take a breath in, and then you're gonna drop your hips back away from your chair, okay? So depending on, you can take your feet a little bit wider if that feels good for you, okay? This is gonna be a harder one to do in sitting, so if you want to turn around, you could also, if my friends that are sitting, if you have a wall by you, or a counter or a desk, you could do this as well. If you're standing, you're pressing your heels back. You're gonna feel a little stretch through the low back, the hamstrings, and maybe your calf muscles. So depending on kind of where you feel tightness, you're gonna notice that stretch a little bit of a different spot. Think about kind of melting your chest down towards your thighs or the floor, and just go as far as you feel comfortable. Couple of nice, long, deep breaths in and out. Very good, yogis. And, feel free to kind of move your body a little bit in these different poses so you can kind of get the most out of it for your body. Doing your best not to hold your breath. Good, and then slowly come up. I want you to leave your left leg back, but step your right foot into the chair. So you're kind of a staggered stance position. Good. And then bend that front knee a little bit, but press the back leg heel into the floor. So now you should feel more of a calf stretch. Okay? So we step to the right foot forward, we're bending into that front knee. The left heel is trying to touch the floor and the back. So you should feel a stretch in the back lower leg. Nice and tall through your trunk though. So shoulders are gonna be over your hips, and then you might bend that back knee a little bit if that feels good for you. So trying to get a little range of motion at the ankle as well as the hip. Good. So those of you that are standing, continue. If you want to do that same stretch but you're sitting, you can turn to the side and take your outside leg and bring it back. It's going to be a little bit harder, but you can still do it. So you're going to just kind of lunge into that chair and press your back heel, your outside leg, you're going to press that heel down. So you got to turn to the side. Yep. So if you're in sitting and you came into that, you're going to come in, you're going to stay there for a little bit. My friends that are standing, go ahead and change your leg position, okay? So step the back leg forward, step the forward leg back. Kind of bend into that front knee, drop that back heel back. Think about keeping your back knee straight, pressing the front of your hip forward, shoulders are over your hips. So we're looking for a calf stretch here, back of the lower leg. And then once you're there, you can kind of bend that knee a little bit on the back leg if that feels good. Using that chair for balance if you are standing. If you're standing, keep holding it. If you're sitting, go ahead and come back to the center and then switch sides. So if you're sitting and you did that calf stretch on the one side, you're going to come back to center, turn your body to the other wall, and then send that back leg back, kind of pressing your heel to the floor. So you're looking to get a stretch in the back, lower part of your leg. So that knee, you want your knee to be straight and your heel towards the floor. Good, pause and breathe. And then those of you that are standing, if you've had enough, step your foot in. And then I want you to turn so your butt faces your chair back. Grab a hold of your chair back, pull your shoulder blades together, and lift your chin up. So supported heart opener. So you're not just holding on to the chair, so you got to really think about keeping your arms relatively straight, pull your shoulder blades together, press your chest up and forward, and lift your chin. And if you're sitting, you can come back to center. Same thing, grab the back or the sides of your chair bottom, shoulder blades together, lift your chin. Chin up. Good. As you exhale, slowly come out of it. If you're sitting, go ahead and walk around and take a seat in your chair. This is a great time to grab a quick drink. So grab a quick drink if you're seated or standing. And then everybody come back to sitting. Good. If it's available to you, I want you to sit tall in your chair. Maybe lean your back against the chair back. If you have a towel or a strap nearby and you need it for that seated pigeon pose, you can go ahead and grab it. But otherwise, we're going to work towards that figure 4 stretch, starting with our right leg crossing over our left. And then we're going to do a little bit of ankle movement too. So I want you to circle out your ankle in one direction. So this is of that top leg, the leg that's crossed over. You're going to move that ankle. And then I want you to go the other direction. So clockwise and then counterclockwise. Good. With that leg that's on top, now I want you to point your toes and then pull them back towards your shin. So point them away from your leg, pull them back. Point your toes, pull them back. Couple more times. Good. And then just relax your foot, take a nice deep breath in. If it's available to you, just bring your chest forward a little bit over your leg, feeling a little stretch through that glute and outer hip. If you're already seated and you already feel a stretch, then just stay where you are. Good, and then slowly bring your trunk back to center. Set that leg down. Take your left leg, cross it over the right. Try to relax through your hip and knee here, and then we'll start circling out the ankle. One direction, probably about 10 times each direction. So clockwise and then counterclockwise. So feet and ankles, very important for balance and walking. So we want to have some good activation and awareness of our feet. Lots of small muscles in the feet. Good, and then I want you to point and flex your foot. So point your toes away from your leg and then pull your toes towards your shin. And do that a few times. Still sitting tall in your chair. So try not to lose that good spine posture that you've been working on the whole entire practice today. Good. Slowly relax that foot and ankle. Sit tall. If you'd like, kind of start to bring your chest over your leg for a little bit more stretch into the glute and the outer hip. Might feel that release a little bit into the low back. You can try dropping your chin down to your chest as well. Nice, long, and slow, deep breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing your trunk back up. Coming back, bringing your feet back to the floor, sitting tall in your chair. Take a nice deep breath in. Raise your arms kind of up and out. As you exhale, lower them down. Good. Again, inhale, raise your arms up and out like you're holding a big giant ball. Let that rib cage expand. Exhale, release down. One more time, inhale, raise your arms up and out. Big rib cage expansion, long spine. Exhale, release your hands down on your legs. And now you can kind of settle into your chair. So if you want to kind of slouch in your chair, let your legs come out, let your hands come to a relaxing spot. And then blinking your eyes closed or lowering your gaze. We're going to take a couple of cleansing breaths. So when we take a cleansing breath, you're going to inhale deeply through the nose and do a big heavy sigh through your mouth. So all together, inhale through your nose. Big heavy sigh through the mouth. Let all the breath out. Just kind of feel yourself surrender to your chair. Go do that one more time. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Big heavy sigh through the mouth. And just come to stillness. So check in with yourself here before we release all of our remaining thoughts and just kind of see how you feel. So scan your body, notice if there's areas where you still feel tense and see if you can release those areas. Notice your breath and the quality of your breath, the gentle rise and fall of the belly, and reconnect with your intention that you set for your practice today, and just bringing that back to your heart center. Allow your breath to be light and effortless. Put a pause on the mind chatter. Let your body be still, relaxed, comfortable, and at peace. Pause the mind chatter and just allow yourself to be here fully present, enjoying a few moments of stillness and peace.